So we learned, we're still in the Malchut. Ketzad, how, what? How does the Malchut take the Shefa from all the Sfirot above her and give it to the rest of the creations, which is the worlds of Biriya, Yetzirah, and Asiyah? Ketzad. Kfar yadata, you already know. Ki Hashem hayadua lemitat gvura va'apachad hu nikra Elokim. The name of the Gvura, the revelation of Gvura, which is also known as Pachad. Pachad is fear. The early Mekubalim used to call Gvura Pachad. And they also used to call Chesed Gedula. Gedula is greatness. So Chesed and Gvura used to have interchangeable names to Gvura, to Gedula and Pachad. So he says Gvura and Pachad. Interesting that he uses both names over here. So already the name Gvura was already being used. Hu hanikra Elokim. The name of Gvura is also known as Elokim. V'hu beidin shel mala ubo kol hanivraim kulam nidonim leyamin u'smol. Only in the stage of Gvura or Pachad will the creations will be judged either to the right or to the left, which is Chayim, Chas Shalom, or the other hand. Al-Pi Kava Emtsai, but it will always have some Kava Emtsai is the middle column, which means Rachamim. That means even in Gvura, where it judges people to Chas Shalom, the opposite of Chayim, it will always be by Rachamim.
Favorable.
Has to be some kind of mercy intertwined in the din. Okay? That's the judgment of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Always has mercy. Even that mercy is done with truth. There's no favorability over here. There's no shochad. There is no chas v'shalom bribery over here.
How's the mercy? Yeah, I was going to say, how's there?
The mercy is to find the kav zechut. That's the mercy. And we're also obligated to do that in the Torah, right? To find the kav zechut in every human being, because we have to be like HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because he always finds the kav zechut. Lahavdil elef havdalot, probable doubt. When you have a jury, if you even have one person that finds probable doubt, you could get the guy off the hook all the way over. Even if one of the jury finds probable doubt in a murder case, lahavdil. Also in the Olamot Elyonim, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu just finds one kav zechut, like you hear those stories like that guy was a big rush, but he did one chesed. One time he gave a tzedakah somewhere. He did something good. That's enough to give him probable doubt, to let him off the hook or give him another chance, right? As the Navi says. The Mishlei is Hashem is not chafetz b'mot harasha. Hashem doesn't want the death of the Rasha. Ela b'shuvo midarko v'chaya, as the Navi says, right? K'shimiat ha'gvura gozer din al tachtonim lashmid or ulabet. If chas b'shalom the midat hadin is chas shalom coming out at the end, like happened this past Friday, where the 7 Yidden were killed, which is the worst terror attack in Israel since in the civilian population. I don't know how long. Az midat Hashem hu otzar lefar yudim lemala. Who is the one that carries out the attack? Ammonai. That means Gevura acts through Ammonai, and Ammonai is the one that carries out the attack. It's the Malchut that carries out the attack. שהיא מתמלאת מאותו דין שגזר אלוקים, ואז פועלת וגומרת אותו הדין שגזר עליהם על התחתונים, ונקראת גם היא אלוקים באותו שעה. So the Malchut can interchange her name. If she's acting through Gevura, which is Elokim, she is called at that moment Elokim, not Ammonai. על שם מידת הגבורה שנגזרה הדין עלות הנידוני, כאילו השליח נקרא בשם משלחו. It's as if the messenger is called after the one sending him.
How does Elokim operate versus Ammonai?
Ammonai is only an operator when it receives something. It's always the messenger. That's what he's telling us over here. You understand? No, Yud Kei Vav Kei is totally the opposite of Ammonai. Ammonai is the master. The master is just the meaning of a name. Ammonai is telling us the real meaning behind Ammonai is always it's giving, it's receiving, and then letting it out. Right? We learned this whole time through the Malchut, all these shurim of Sharei Orah. I don't know how many shurim we have already in Sharei Orah. And all this is on the Malchut. The whole point of Malchut is what you give is what you get. That's the secret of the Malchut. It doesn't have its own aspaklaria. It's not its own. There's no color to the malchut. It's black. The color of malchut is black. Okay? And malchut, what does it mean black? It's all the colors. Black in the spectrum is all the colors. You understand? It's really, I don't know how to explain it in the light spectrum, but if you look into it, the color black is the color of the malchut. That's how the Ramak brings it down in Pardes Rimonim. Because the malchut is really just a receiver. And whatever you put into it is what you get. You pick it up, you're going to get picked up. That's why we were obligated to say before we start Shmona Yisrael every day, right? What do we say before Tehilot Le'Elyon? There's a whole paragraph over there. Ozer Dalim, Mashpil Geim Ade Aretz, Magvia Shefalim Ade Marom, Motzi Asirim, Podei Anavim, Ozer Dalim, Ha'oneh L'Amo Yisrael Be'et Shavah Melah. Over there, look in the name of the Ari, it says over there, make yourself like a poor person with the Shekhinah, so that when you pick her up in the Shmona Yisrael, you'll get picked up with it. What's the secret behind that? Because what you put in, if you're mishtatef in her tza'ar, then you're gonna see in her simcha. And that's the secret of the Gemara, Masechet Gittin, page 57, that says over there, how come there were such great people in Yerushalayim, like Baba ben Buta? How come they weren't zochet to the Geulah or some miracle to destroy Vespasian and Titus? Because they didn't mourn with the Shekhinah. They were great men. It's a Gemara. It's not a Zohar. It's a Gemara.
But they knew.
Page 57.
But they knew.
Doesn't matter. I don't know what they knew, but they didn't mourn with the Shekhinah. Why would they mourn with the Shekhinah? They had a Beis HaMikdash. There was no point to mourn. They didn't feel the galus of Shekhinah at midnight. Why? When the Beis HaMikdash is made, is built, the Shekhinah does go down at midnight, but not as a galus way. It just goes down to pick up the nitzotzot, to pick up the sparks. Now the Shekhinah goes down. It's like ashuk. It's like forced to go down. You understand? So the Zohar compares it as if you put a lamb in a cage full of lions. What are they gonna do to it? They're gonna rip it up. So every night, so the Zohar says, how does a person go sleep at midnight? The Zohar asks a question. Of course, the Zohar is talking about people that are on a different level, but the Zohar is saying a person should strive to be there. The Zohar is saying, how do you sleep at night knowing that the Shekhinah, God's name, God's presence is being ripped apart? You understand?
How you stay up?
How do you say that? It's Kash in the Zohar. So the Mekubalim and people who are Anshe Ma'aseh, they cry at Tikkun Chasod, or at least they try. Or at least they strive to be awake at that moment. At least if they don't feel it, at least
you gotta be able to sleep.
I understand? They have to be asleep right now. What are you talking about? It's just an hour and a half.
To be able to do Hatzot, you have to be able to sleep at 8 o'clock.
So you can wake up.
Yeah, to do it.
What if you want to stay awake the whole night?
Good luck.
Or awake until that moment. Okay?
So today's like a 12 something?
Right now, Chazor is 12, I think, 09, 12:05, something like that. The point is that, because the people who do Tikkun Chatzot, since they're mishtatef in the Tsar, they join in the Tsar of the Shekhinah, they will be zochet to see the Shekhinah come up when? In the morning. People who don't mishtatef in the Tsar of the Shekhinah, they're not going to be zochet to feel the Shekhinah go up in the morning. Okay? A Rebbe used to say, a different Rebbe that I had, Rav Muadev. He used to say, Tikkun Chatzot is a sigula la'ashirut. Why? In Tikkun Le'ah, in the second part of Tikkun Chatzot, there's a Mizmor over there, LeDavid, Mizmor LaHashem. And that Mizmor, we say, is the Mizmor of the, there's 7 days, there's one Mizmor, Hashir Shel Yom, Hashir Shel Duhan. So that's the first day, it's Sunday's Mizmor. So the Ben Ish Chai says that Mizmor is Keneged Parnasah. Because we daven for the Parnasah on Sunday. And that Mizmor is in every night of Tikkun Chatzot. So he used to say it's a Sigula. He would want to give us a reason to do it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if a person doesn't have a Ratzon, he's never going to do it. At least he should do it once a week, once a month. Try to do the B'tzar Shekhinah. But like I said, the Gemara in Gittin says, page 57, they were Anshe Ma'aseh in the time of the second Beis HaMikdash, but they weren't zochet to see the Geulah because they weren't mishtatef b'tzar Shekhinah. We see it over here. ואז פועלת וגומרת להדליק שתיים מתוכנים ויקרא גם היא אלוקים באותו שעה, as we said, ולפי דרך זה נקראת המידה הזו לפעמים הוויה. And here is the catch. Sometimes Shem Amonai could be called Shem Havaya. Right? ולפעמים Amonai. This is the whole tricky part of the sod. When do you know what name is called what at at what moment. That's the whole tricky part.
Is that the both name combined? Is that what it's saying?
No, he's saying that sometimes the Shem Amonai, think about the Malchut as a glass cup.
Okay.
It's clear. What color you put in it,
that's what's called.
It will turn into that color. So sometimes you put Elokim in there, it'll turn into Elokim. Or you put Havaya in there, it'll turn into Havaya. Listen? לפעמים אלוקים, לפעמים שקאי, הכל כפי אותה מידה המשפטת החמה. Everything according to the shefa that's coming into the malchut at that moment. אם רחמים, אם הפך רחמים חס ושלום. If mercy, if opposite. והנה ביות המידה הזאת מתמדת מן המקור שלפניה, נקראת שקאי. כלומר שיש די ושלמות ומילוי. When it gets filled with shefa, it's called שקאי. כשהיא נקראת שקאי, אז יברחו מפניה כל מיני משכים ולמזקים. That's the secret of mezuzah. When it's called שקאי, it means all the shedim and all the mazikin, all the klipot run away from the malchut. That's why in the mezuzah we put Shem Shakai to show that the malchut is mitmalet, the shefa, it's filled with shefa, and all the mazikin should run away from our bayit. Va'asod yoshev beseter elyon, he who sits in the seter, in the seter means like a closeness. The Elyon, or the higher, Betzel Shaddai, where is he sitting? Betzel Shaddai, you don't know? And it's called Shir Shel Pagayim. When Chas Shalom, there are rockets falling or bad things happening in Klal Yisrael, that's the chapter you have to read. 91. Why 91? Because it says Betzel Shaddai Yitlonan. The secret is not just to read the chapter. The secret is when you say Betzel Shaddai, you have to have Kavod, the Malchut is being filled with the Shefa, and now all the Klipot are running away from it.
Shaka is Yisod.
Shakai will be here, Yusuf. לפי שהמידה הזאת היא השער להיכנס אל השם השם, and since this midah is the gate to go inside Hashem, קבעו שהשקאי במזוזה, they put a shakai in the mezuzah. כנגד פרשת, והיה עם שמוע, and where does the shakai have to be? That's from the Shema part, you have to put the shakai in the middle, neged, where you say, והיה עם שמוע, right? The middle parsha, right? The big parsha. וסימנייך, והיה שקאי בצריך. Eov said, והיה, and it will be שקאי בצריך. Shakai will be at your help. So too, we put the shakai where it says, והיה עם שמוע. בדיוק, very beautiful. You see how everything connects, Rabbi Say? וצריכים אנו להודיעך כי המידה הזאת מדבר שבגמני אש. The Malchut has 3 kinds of fires. And it's called 3 different names. Shakai, Elokim, and Amonai. והכל בכוח שם השם יתברך, and everything is through בשם הוויה, שהוא הנושא הכל ופועל הכל, it is the life force of everything. כשנקראת שקאי מתלבשת מראה אש שחורה אוכלת, when the malchut is filled with שם שקאי, it is a burning black fire, and all the bad things run away, כל מיני מזיקין ורוחות רעות מברכות, ופוחדים ורועדים מכמה חיילות והמונים מאותן נבראים מהטמאות. How important it is that your mezuzot should be written by Yirei Shamayah. Imagine a person writes Shem Shakai and he doesn't know what the heck he's doing over there. The person doesn't put Hagin, doesn't put this, it's not Kavanah. Hashem mitzvot tefillin. Kakoi esh ochla, kakoi esh chora, chas v'shalom. And then, but if he does it b'kavanah, then the klipot have no room to stand over there. Kulam mitpazrin, ubain lahem b'machilot afar. They all run away to the mechilos afar, which is a place of klipot, and which is called Elokim. She's called esh aduma, a red fire. She's a fiery red that burns everything. So when she's a black fire, everything runs away from her. When she's a red fire, she burns everything in her path. When she does deen and she rips everybody apart, tzadikim, rishayim, it doesn't make a difference. Everybody's burnt in her path. ועושה דין בצדיקים וברשעים, חס ושלום. וממנה לוקחים רשות כל בעלי דינים, כל שלוחי המעלה, אשר לוקחים לעשות דין בלב ומסור. כבוד תביא, as if to say, all the Beidin Shel Mala asked the Malchut the permission, the Midah of Malchus to go and do Din in everybody. In the Shechina, from the Shechina to the Tzadikim and to the Rishaim, Chas v'Shalom.
Is this has to do with the same, with the fire that, like, happened during the Yahu? With the Carmel, when he put...
I was thinking the fire that the Jews were running away from Paro. The fire that came down, it's actually the Sukk's parasha. Lo yamish amud esh, right? V'anan b'amud lo yamish amud esh b'layla v'amud anan b'yom.
So would that be the Shakai fire?
I would call it the Shakai fire.
Would, right?
Yeah, because it didn't kill Paro, but it just
Yeah,
caused
still-
Paro
still-
to
still-
stay with. So I was thinking maybe if we look in the parsha, we'll find a Shem Shakai over there. Maybe if we take a closer look. What do you say? It's a possibility. And when she's called Amoinai, he Eshiruka. What's Eshiruka? Huh? A green fire? A yellow fire. Yarok in real Hebrew is yellow. It's not green. A yellow, so you have a black fire, a red fire, and a yellow fire. Asher mimena yeraim v'nivhalim kol haberurim. All the creations are very afraid from this
Yellow fire.
power of this yellow
So
fire.
this is the what? The Ammonite fire?
This is Ammonai. And then she sits on the Kisei HaMalchus. And when she's called Ammonai, she sits on her throne. The Midah. We're talking about the Midah over here. The attribute.
It's called Yoruk?
Yarok.
Yaruk?
Yarok, yellow.
Yeah.
In modern Hebrew, it's Yarok is green.
Esther Malchut.
Yeah, Esther Malka, we know the famous Zohar, Tikkun Zohar. Esther Aita Yerak Roket. This is over there, Tzehuva. Yellow. Right? Not green as people think.
So Iranian got the wrong color, bro.
Who?
The Iranians.
They're-
Because they like green.
They love green. Yeah. They love green because they have a lot of hashpah from the Muslims. And by Muslims, green is their holy color. Yeah, green is their. Am I right or wrong?
I'm trying
By the Muslims.
I'm trying to attach it to the Esther
Huh? It says that the Esther was green. She wasn't green. She was yellow.
So I'm
She
saying
was jaundiced.
jaundice.
She was jaundiced. Yeah. She was sickly. She was very sick.
Oh wow, maybe she had a blue or something.
She probably was an older woman at that moment. I mean, according to the Gemara at least. No, she was a young woman. She was an old woman.
So she
She was like 70 years old.
I thought she was like in her
She was like
20s.
70.
Really? Wow.
According to the Gemara at least.
According to
What, Midrash? I don't know, I didn't learn all the Midrashim. Open up a Midrash Rabbah, I'll take a look. Maybe there's a dissenting opinion. I never seen a Zohar on it or something. Not that I looked, but I don't know, maybe there's a different opinion. Maybe that she was 70 is just a mashal that she was the Malchut, which is a seventh sphere. Maybe it's just an Agada. Who said I have to take it literally? Unless you're the Sdechemet. The Sdechemet says all Agadas in the Gemara you have to take literally. I'm not the Sdechemet. So it says, then she says in the Kisei Malchus, V'kol hamonei mata v'ragzu b'chalu b'panea. There's fear and respect to Hashem's Malchut. V'mitnaheget b'tachsei Malchut. And Hashem and the world sees the royalty of Hashem. Hanhagat Adon, the ruler of the master. So I guess the epitome of the Malchus is to be called Ammonai. So every time we say Ammonai, you have to feel the Ammonai, you have to feel it. You understand? Chaval al hazman.
So you try all these.
How far we are.
So far.
Verochevet al kol hamerkava, and the Midah rides on all the Merkava. Vesholetet al hakol b'shem shel ben Mab, through the Shem Membet, Anabakoach, Shem Membet, Shem Anabakoach, at least the Shem Membet of Yitzira. And this is Neymar, Adonai Adoneinu, Ma'adir Shimcha b'chol haaretz, Asher tana hodcha al hashamayim. Baruch Adonai le'olam, Amen ve'amen. Daf Mem Gimel. I'm thinking one or two more shiurim we'll be done with the Malchus. I think after this we really gotta throw a nice siyum. Yeah, after the Malchut. Listen, this is a tough one.
from Mendel.
Yeah, man, I like that, yeah.